A deep night covers the valley of your soul. Shadows stretch like whispers of old battles. Your enemies scheme in silence unseen. Fear knocks softly, but so does the shepherd. God watches your home, your dreams, your breath. Stay until the end. Heaven has a final word. Subscribe to receive God's protection every night. In the deepest hour of the night, God steps into your valley, not as distant thunder, but as steady presence beside you. The shadows of opposition tremble when he appears. Whispers of fear scatter like dust under divine feet. Your enemies counsel together, plotting in the unseen. But the shepherd draws near, staff in hand, eyes burning softly. This is where the battle begins, not yours, but his. The valley at night is loud even when it's quiet. Quiet doesn't mean absence of war, only hidden war. The adversaries craft plans against your peace. They assume you sleep unguarded, unaware, alone. Yet heaven reads every arrow aimed in darkness. The ground may feel cold, but God is warmer than fear. He entered this fight before your tears fell. You may not see the trails of conflict around you. You may only feel the pressure on your spirit. But God sees the hidden alliance of the proud. He measures every weapon by his own power. No evil pact is stronger than the God who walks toward it. Your valley is temporary, his authority eternal. Rest, for justice is moving even now. This night, they believed their strategy was secure, that the dark gives advantage to the wicked, that silence hides agreements made against the faithful. They forgot the fire that rests in the eyes of God. He does not stumble in darkness. He owns it. What they prepared against you, he will answer for you. Let them gather. God will speak. The unseen realm vibrates with tension like held breath. The opposition circles the valley like wolves in agreement. But the shepherd is in the center, and he does not fear circles. He fears no alliance formed against his chosen ones. He stands between you and every unseen claw. Not negotiating, governing, not trembling, reigning. Every spiritual valley feels longer at 2 a.m. But that is when God chooses to show himself strongest. Not when battles are convenient, but when they are true. Your enemies hoped you'd collapse under exhaustion. Yet heaven hopes louder. The Lord defends. He is the justice you crave and the shield you need. Rest. God never tires first. You didn't ask for this night to be a battlefield, but the enemies assumed your silence was surrender. Silence isn't surrender when God stands in it. He collects every arrow launched in midnight agreements. He names every enemy formed against your peace, not to glorify them, but to silence them. This battle was declared. Now it will be answered. There is warfare formed by eyes you never met, and plans spoken by voices you never heard, but God heard. God wrote them down. God responds. He does not wait for morning consensus of the wicked. At night he steps in, overturning the unseen. You don't have to know every enemy to be defended from them. God fights names you never needed to learn. Your home is more sacred than their secret plans. Your dreams more decided than their dark agreements. Your valley more watched than their secret advantage. Because the shepherd enters not when fear ends, but when war begins. Let arrows fly, divine covering stands taller. Let enemies whisper, God roars louder in silence. Tonight heaven sharpened justice like a sword, not driven by wrath alone, but by righteousness. You will sleep with covering while God rends the unseen. No arrow is too fast for his defense. No alliance is too hidden for his breaking. The enemy gathers in darkness. God gathers judgment and mercy for you. This valley at night is where wars meet promises, where enemies scheme and God intervenes, where spiritual arrows aim and angels prepare to answer. Not for God's sake, but for yours. You are watched, protected, defended, loved. Justice is being prepared like morning locked in the womb of night. Sleep, the shepherd is awake. The battle lines are drawn even if you never saw them, but the victory lines are drawn too, not by your strength, but by his assurance. Night reveals enemies, but God reveals justice. The arrows were aimed, now covering is activated. The enemies gathered, now heaven is stirring against them. Sleep peacefully, for God enters the valley already victorious. O God, do not remain silent in this night battle. Do not turn a deaf ear to the counsel of your enemies. Hear the roaring opposition gathering in shadows. Your adversaries stir quietly against your beloved ones. Those who hate your name plan in hidden darkness. But you, Lord, are justice dressed in shepherd's peace. Speak from heaven, even while night tries to boast. They lay traps for your people in secret agreements. They conspire against those you call your own. Come, they say, let's erase them from peace. But you already erased every enemy from triumph. They assume the night hides them from your response. But darkness cannot blind the God who owns the unseen. Justice moves in midnight silence too. Lord, they conspired like wolves at the valley edges, confederates of nations forming evil belonging. But you are shepherd between valley and fear. Let their arrogance break before your justice speaks. They forget you guard dreams and homes. They forget you intercept arrows before dawn. Rise, Lord, even in night consensus. Make them like chaff that scatters under silent steps, like dust swept in circles by unseen storms. Let alliances burn like forests under your voice. Your justice doesn't tremble before agreement. Agreement trembles before your justice. You fight unseen wars without losing peace. Reign in the valley's midnight too. Pursue them into silence until pride bends, not for your glory alone, but for deliverance. Let them know your name governs the night, that you alone are most high over the unseen realm. They gathered against you, now you answer from heaven. Let every arrow dissolve under divine covering. Let night bow to morning justice. Lord, you break enemies without breaking shepherd peace. You judge without losing tenderness. Destroy arrows before dawn opens its eyes, while the faithful sleep without fear. You are justice sharper than unseen strategy. No night alliance survives eternal governance. Reign, Father, fight for your beloved ones. Their plans echo in darkness like silent storms. But you scatter storms by silent ruling. You answer alliances without losing shepherd intimacy. God fights for you, your valley, your peace. While night gathers enemies, God gathers covering. The unseen can tremble, but you will sleep. Rest, for justice moves without stumbling. Do unto them what you did at old battle lines, to proud pacts that feared to face your voice. Let every night arrow dissolve under unseen justice. Let enemies know they are named, seen, silenced, that they are temporary, but God is governing. Your home is sacred, your dreams watched. Their night advantage will bow before dawn mercy. Lord, measure weapons with eternal measure, not with panic, with governance. Let them gather, whisper, form consensus in night, but your justice responds louder. Before dawn forms consensus of morning, God overturns unseen war-ins. Sleep, for shepherd never tires first. Justice stirs between valley wolves and shepherd peace. God walks darkness without losing direction. Arrows aimed in night will dissolve under heaven command. No proud alliance survives most high governance. Your valley is temporary, his authority eternal. Your home sacred, his protection measured. God entered the valley, not negotiating, governing. Let arrows fly, let night consensus scream. God fights unseen wars without losing peace. God dreams without negotiating agreements. Lord breaks enemies before dawn consensus. Shepherd stands not trembling, reigning quietly. Justice freezes unseen schemes into silence. Sleep peacefully, for God fights names you never needed to learn. Measure proud alliances against eternal governance. Night reveals enemies, morning reveals mercy. But justice moves in midnight too. Speak, Lord, in the night valley too. Before arrows hit dreams, shepherd intercepts them. Subscribe so we can pray together every night. Sleep, for shepherd never loses direction first. Heaven does not wait for dawn to act. The moment the enemy whispers its agreement, God gives his command. Angels rise clothed in light, descending into your unseen valley. Their wings cut through the silence like swords forged in glory. Every arrow launched in darkness meets a shield it never saw coming. God fights for you long before fear finishes its sentence. This is unseen warfare responding at 2 a.m. They gathered in night advantage, assuming silence meant surrender. But heaven gathered too, stronger, wiser, swifter. Angels stand as watchers over your home, your dreams, your spirit. No confederation is hidden from divine interruption. No arrow is faster than an angel sent by God's justice. Their plans burn not by your effort, but by heaven's governance. The unseen realm shakes when God jealously protects his own. You cannot see the battle, only feel the pressure of the night. But pressure is proof that God positioned himself between you and war. Angels march without noise, because authority doesn't need shouting. God sends justice without losing the shepherd's calm tenderness. The enemies panic when strategy collapses and they cannot trace the source. Because God doesn't fight loudly, he fights sovereignly. And tonight, the unseen learned his name again. The alliance of the wicked forms like tangled roots in darkness. But heaven forms ranks, structured like eternal decree. Angels surround the valley edges where wolves believed they governed. Their torches carry golden fire, but their posture carries peace. They do not negotiate spiritual arrows, they neutralize them. God fights for you not as reaction, but as foreknowledge. And the unseen bows, unnamed, uninvited, undone. The enemies thought this night belonged to them, that your exhaustion was their open door, but angels stood in that doorway first, invisible and unshakable. God is not startled by night consensus, only provoked to justice. Every spiritual arrow dissolves under divine address. Every trap breaks under feet that don't stumble in darkness. Tonight the war is real, and the covering is too. When God sends angels, the night doesn't extend the war. It only extends the testimony. They scatter unseen arrows so you can sleep without negotiation. They break alliances so dreams can breathe safely again. Every enemy that formed agreement meets a God who formed covenant. You sleep under covering. God rules the unseen battlefield. This is justice working while you rest. Not one arrow hits what heaven shielded first. Not one alliance survives where God governs personally. Angels fight without shaking your peace. God judges without shaking his shepherd tenderness. The devil roars around the valley, but God roared verdicts first. He doesn't just answer enemies, he sinks victory into your night. Sleep, for heaven fights wars you didn't need to narrate. The unseen realm is not chaotic to God, it only looks chaotic to the fearful human heart. But when angels move, chaos recognizes rank, authority, ending. God sends covering without losing direction or tenderness. His angels scatter unseen arrows like leaves in silent storm wind. You are shepherd kept even when the valley seems wolf-claimed. Angels don't just fight, they legislate justice for you. The enemies assume advantage when night is longest. But advantage dissolves when God measures spiritual arrows personally. Tonight, God fights unseen consensus with unseen covenant. No proud confederation survives the Most High governance. Angels respond not trembling, reigning quietly by decree. Your sleep is not interrupted, only their strategy is intercepted. God fights for you while you rest. Let arrows fly in darkness, but none land in covenant ground. Angels were positioned before the enemy planned its attack. God fights unseen wars without losing shepherd peace. Night reveals adversaries, but heaven reveals covering. Breakthrough doesn't need shouting when God governs quietly. No arrow aimed at midnight outruns divine covering before sunrise. Rest, for justice never tires first. Lord scatters enemies before morning consensus forms. The shepherd guards dreams long before wolves circle them. Justice freezes unseen strategy into silence. No proud alliance casts shadow over what heaven illuminated first. God fights for you, for your valley, for your rest. Your sleep is not denial of war, it's proof of covering. God governs unseen battles with eternal foreknowledge. Night turns not by panic, but by justice synced into mercy. The enemy's counsel, God counsels covering. Arrows are launched, angels intercept command. Wolves circle edges, shepherd circles covenant around you. Victory isn't just promised by morning, it is activated in midnight. You will sleep peacefully, and justice will rise quietly for you. God fights names you never needed to learn. Now the valley grows quiet, not because war vanished, but because God stretched himself as your covering. His presence settles over your home like golden wool of light, soft, sacred, impenetrable, whispering identity and belonging. The unseen battle still moves at the edges, but peace now governs the center where your heart rests. The shepherd covers what storms try to circle. You will rest tonight not by ignoring your enemies, but by knowing God silences what tries to name you fearful. His covering does not shout, it calms. It shines softly like mercy stronger than midnight strategy. No trap survives where God wrote covenant instead of panic. Angels guarded dreams. Now peace guards your breathing. This is divine covering, measuring justice in tenderness. There is a calm that comes only after heaven responds first. A peace not built by circumstances turning lighter, but by Most High authority turning nearer. Your enemies will scatter, but your sleep is safe before scattering finishes. God's stretched covering before wolves circled opportunity around exhaustion. Your valley is temporary, his peace restorative. Rest, for covering doesn't negotiate arrows anymore. This night he measures justice without losing warmth. He breaks attack without breaking intimacy. Not one arrow lands in what God fenced with covering first. Your home is sacred soil even when night tries to claim jurisdiction. Heaven fought your battles. Now heaven sings lullabies over you. God fights for you, but holds you like shepherd holds sheep in storm. You are kept by eternal foresight, not by chance. Lay your dreams at the feet of peace fuller than anxiety. The shepherd does not stumble when night grows longest. He covers what alliances planned in silent midnight belonging. You will sleep with covering wide, heavy, holy. No trap survives Most High governance long enough to smell dawn forming. God fights unseen consensus. You rest under seen compassion. This is covering synced into mercy measured, not accidental. His peace enters your valley more personally now, not replacing justice, but completing it with gentleness. God loves you louder when night tries to speak fear into belonging. He covers dreams without losing direction or purpose. Angels scattered arrows. Now peace scatters panic. Justice is being sharpened quietly. Your heart rests securely louder. God fights battles you didn't need to narrate. Your enemies will be undone not because you demanded reaction, but because God demanded righteousness from the unseen first. This night covering carries warmth stronger than exhaustion's pressure. God rules unseen battles without shaking shepherd's center. No proud confederation outruns divine covering before dream yields. Night grows testimony long, not fear long. Rest, for safety is growing before your eyes closed. There is comfort deeper than your wounds learn to ask for. A covering softer than fear, crafted agreement around pride. God does not lose direction. He gives covenant ground jurisdiction in midnight. His peace fences your home like luminous walls of calm. Angels intercept strategy. Now heaven seals your name in covering. Speak not pride. Bow unseen schemes unraveled in silence. You are loved first, kept first, named first by heaven's shepherd. Let night stretch its hand, but it will meet a God who governed first. Your valley is watched, your dreams under covering sweet, enduring heavy. God judges unseen warfare personally without losing his calm signature. Justice moves in midnight. Mercy glows in center calm. No arrow outruns Most High governance long enough to negotiate dawn. Rest, for consistency louder than strategy disrupted in darkness yield. Shepherd covers dreams like covenant over soil of faith. His peace does not erase the fact there was war. It only erases war's right to interrupt your sleep. You do not need to name every enemy to be shielded from them. God fights for you not by loudness, but by sovereignty. Night only makes the testimony longer, not the fear stronger. He is justice sharper than strategy, and peace deeper than pressure. Rest, for covering never tires first. Let wolves circle agreements, but none outrun covenant writ by heaven. God covers dreams without losing direction or tenderness in circle hold. Justice was declared at midnight, covering now declared at your breathing. No proud confederation keeps shadow long over what heaven illuminated first. God fights wars you didn't need to narrate, while shepherd guards what traps never needed to meet by name. Hope roars softer than fear when covenant carries jurisdiction. The night will turn not because war grew silent by chance, but because covering grew louder by justice synced into mercy personally. Angels intercepted arrows. Now God intercepts panic. Your home is sacred soil, your dreams covenant-watched lawn. No trap outruns Most High governance long enough to negotiate dawn. Speak softly, not fear. Speak softly, shepherd. God fights for you first, so justice rises quietly for the morning promise. Let your breath slow down, beloved one. This is the hour when heaven grows softer, not weaker. God is awake over your sleep like shepherd over lamb. The battle did not disappear, it changed hands. You rest now while God reigns quietly over the unseen. He covers dreams without rushing direction or tenderness. Sleep, for justice moves even when your eyes close. The night holds no advantage where God governs first. Your enemies whispered agreements, but heaven sealed covering earlier. God fights for you not by panic, but by peaceful precision. He assigns angels while your heart lets down its guard. You do not need to track every arrow to be shielded through them. The unseen battlefield is calmer than your tired mind assumes. This is heaven working without waking you for negotiations. You sleep not unaware, but peacefully known by heaven. God sees every scheme folded into night consensus, dissolving them with justice wrapped in tenderness, calm signature. Your valley may feel long, but God holds direction longer. He fights unseen pacts without shaking shepherd center calm. Not one arrow lands where Most High governs personally first. Rest, beloved one. Heaven works silent but swift. No trap outruns God's governance long enough to shape your dawn. He fights for you earlier than strategy can travel in exhaustion circles. God measures your sleep softer than fear's midnight verdict wishes. This night is turning not chaotic to him, only to the mind that has not yet learned shepherd peace. He entered your valley ruling, now he enters guarding dreams too. Subscribe to his peace, even while you sleep. Let not the roaring around your valley rewrite what heaven fenced first. God fights names you never needed on paper to track. He guards your home like luminous calm walls at 2 a.m.'s lowest tone. Your enemies assume advantage when night stretches longest, but advantage dissolves under eternal governance, personally first. Angels intercepted arrows. Now calm intercepts panic too. Sleep, for covenant breathes louder than strategy disrupted in darkness yield. He fights for you, not negotiating, governing unseen roadmap first. Night reveals wolves, heaven reveals covering more personally. Your sleep is sacred testimony, not denial of war unfolding at edges. God is justice sharper than strategy, peace deeper than unseen claw press. No proud alliance stretches shadow long enough on covenanted soil he watched earlier. You rest now, the unseen will rest later when justice finishes its assignment by mercy signature measured, not startled. Rest, beloved one. The shepherd is awake first. Let not fear speak louder than the God who measured silence for verdict personally. He fights unseen wars without losing daily shepherd peace track. You sleep kept even if valley pressure stretched longer than mind wished. This night he measures justice without losing warmth around approval. Your dream breathing rises calmer as heaven intercepts consensus without shouting anymore. God fights for you long before tears fall, first shape dawn wail prompt. Rest, beloved one, covering never tires first. Even if night grew chaff-like strategy around proud Confederate whisper, shepherd ground is quieter center soil. God sinks justice into mercy more personally while you rest now. Every hidden battle his quiet ruling gathered earlier. Not one arrow lands here where most high fences your sleep land coordinates first. Rest, beloved one. Night is rowdy, but heaven is orderly by covenant personally. God fights for you without reaction delay, long enough for consensus dawn attempt. Sleep peacefully under shepherd calm signature. No battle circle beats God's justice boots before dawn touches valley dust. He fights unseen consensual storms before believer even breathed to narrate what happened. Your sleep is sacred because covenant formed earlier, mapping soil of faith personally. His peace entered the valley before wolves could settle agreement, long shadow advantage rights. Night nodded strategy, heaven nodded covering louder designs. God fights for you first, so peace fights panic now too. Sleep, beloved one, shepherd is awake first. Let dreams calm like rivers under golden wool light of heaven around your resting home documentary, personally signed. No trapdog strategy long enough unseen on covenanted peace. He measured earlier, mapping valley wrap context first. Rest, beloved one, because God holds direction longer here. Your valley may tremble, but your sleep does not tremble anymore in covenant-fenced center soil calmer. Jah they gathered, but he overruled personally first. Shepherd guards dreams without negotiating silent battlefield pawns. Subscribe while you sleep peacefully first. Rest, beloved one. What enemies whispered in dark consensus also met heaven's census earlier than strategy can smell dawn-shaped fields. God fights names you didn't need alphabetically arranged to learn as side quests in fear plot device. Not one arrow outruns most high before sleep yields coordinates, peace intensity ground personally first. Justice moves unseen, mercy glows, in center softness, theology not startled. Your home is sacred soil. Dreams calmer than wolves' agreement around 2 a.m. attempted. Let not fear extend night strategy long enough here, where heaven legislation reigns covenantically personally. Sleep peacefully under shepherd tender justice signature. Morning is tucked quietly like promise in night womb of war, but already fenced by most high intimate justice drafts earlier than dawn. You will sleep and wake into victory, not accidental, but covenanted. God works unseen while you rest, seen compassion activation night UI layout personally. No trap outruns governance long enough to negotiate consensus dawn final boss surprise event. Angels intercepted arrows, now calm intercepts panic too. Sleep, beloved one, because the shepherd guards your dreams first. God fights for you, quietly, sovereignly, personally first. The night does not end on its own, beloved one. Morning is released by the hand of the God of justice. While you sleep, he breaks the alliances formed against you, and now, gently, he unveils the victory already written. The valley you feared is turning bright under divine decree. God fights for you, and morning confirms what heaven decided at midnight. Stay until the end. Your new day carries a crown of testimony. Your enemies gathered in the dark, but God scattered them in counsel. No trap survives the Most High verdict long enough to face your dawn. The shepherd guarded your sleep, now the shepherd walks you into blessing. Justice did not uproot your peace, it protected your tomorrow. The unseen fought proudly, now the unseen bows silently before your sunrise. You rise not because the war was small, but because God was sovereign. He turned night into precedent for morning mercy. This is the hour when covering becomes confirmation. When justice becomes your alarm clock, not your interruption. The arrows designed against you were intercepted before dreams could feel them. Because God fights realms where strategy never outruns foreknowledge divine. Your story is louder than their pride, your dawn brighter than their agreement. Morning does not embarrass covenant children, kept by heavenly draft earlier. Restoration rises not negotiating, reigning gently over you. The morning you step into is already purified by heavenly justice. God did not just enter the valley, he governed it long enough for mercy. What plotted against you in night smoke burned quietly before light relevance. Angels intercepted arrows. Now favor intercepts fear from memory UI handle. Your home slept guarded, your heart wakes healed and crowned quietly. This is when the shepherd turns battlefield testimony into soft leadership blessing. God fights for you, personally, earlier than consensus can form shadow. Do not fear agreements formed in midnight belonging realm. God uprooted their root system without uprooting the soil beneath your sleep. You didn't need a list of enemy names to be saved from arrows, UI runtime. God saves you faster than Nightwolves can organize dawn recap analysis. Your dawn is not reaction. It's covenant release scheduled by heaven justice. Dreams are safe. Morning is stirring softly toward victory, flaming quietly for you. God fights for you first, so blessing speaks louder than fear after dawn. The earth trembled under alliance of proud schemes after midnight verse negotiate. But heaven legislated justice earlier, framing valley documentary for you. Wake not negotiating scars, but shepherd kept favor glows personally signed. The longest night only strengthened the testimony, not the fear. Your enemies assumed darkness gave them leverage. God assumed justice gave you legacy. The shepherd walked through night. Now morning walks into you softly. God fights for you, personally first, so dawn sings mercy's verdict lullaby over you. Your valley was loud at 2 a.m., but louder was heaven's quiet governance. Justice didn't just scatter enemies, it secured your tomorrow's direction. You rise into a dawn already illuminated by shepherd arms around dream soil. God holds direction and tenderness longer than strategies outrun timeline's UI limit zone. Not one arrow reaches what covenant measured by angel pre-assigned. The morning promise arrives not because battle vanished, but because victory matured. Restored hearts rise not startled, reigning gently and scheduled by heaven justice over you. Let mornings frame the justice God executed silently for night UI theme. Your enemies were listed but never invited to episodes of triumph. God cleared unseen battlers into silence before shepherd peace completed story. You sleep under covenant arms, wake under morning justice logs prompt. Victory is not aggressive panic, only softly authoritative shepherd justice match. For God fights unseen packs earlier aligning covering into mercy synced for you. Rest, beloved one, for covering wakes earlier shaping your morning break arrows too. Your home was guarded while war tried to map trap designs. But God fights maps too, so your dawn is safe before the sun loads fully. Justice now spreads softly like warmth of promise delivered by shepherd. You rise into the morning not by accident, but by covenant assignment completed. Your valley is seen, your enemies scattered, your promises backed by heaven's census. God turns night into victory without rewriting your identity core directive. Sleep, wake, testify. Shepherd never loses direction first. Morning breaks not by chance, but by justice already measured against darkness. The shepherd walks into your dreams now turning pressure into mercy hinge. No alliance survives most high governance editions beyond dawn structure. God fights unseen packs earlier aligning covering into revolution. Your dawn is louder than enemy storyline, UI speculation merging, reign gently over captured strategies after shepherd enters cellar. For God fights unseen wars earlier scheduled mercy for you quietly glowing. Let covering become confirmation for dreams, UI monitoring ecosystem first. God turns night warfare undead into silence. Sunrise, cedar returns promise sequence. You rise into the morning renewal, not just by triumph, but because shepherd measured direction earlier wallpaper align auto-responsibility. Your valley is not longer chaotic, but covenanted geo signed by God. Heaven breaks enemies while you sleep peacefully central in roster hold. God fights for you first, so subscribe while dawn forms mercy for you. The morning promise blooms like golden verdict, outcome ending personally, quietly. You sleep under covenant arms and wake under victory documents. No trap outruns governance long enough to negotiate your dawn. Justice was drafted earlier, mercy completed its testimony flow. You are kept, loved, named personally without losing shepherd tenderness. Victory is emerging, and the shepherd is holding your tomorrow UI safe. Rest, wake, testify. God fights for you first, and covering never tires. Beloved one, night tried to shout its launch window, but God launched justice first into silence. Your valley was a battlefield you never saw, yet victory was a covenant you never had to earn. He stood as shepherd over your sleep, quiet and sovereign. Not one arrow hit you, not one trap outran his decree. This is what happens when God fights for you first. Sleep was not ignorance, it was proof of covering. His justice roared in realms your mind never needed coordinates to track. While you dreamed, heaven disrupted consensus of darkness. God broke agreements that tried to rise against your peace. Angels intercepted arrows, the shepherd sealed your rest. No enemy is too unseen for a God who sees first. You slept in peace, and war slept defeated at the edges. Let not fear rewrite what God already protected. What planned to shame you met a verdict sharper than strategy. Your home is sacred soil even when night grows loud around wolves. God fights unseen wars, but guards seen hearts gently. He covered your sleep not as reaction, but as foreknowledge synchronized into mercy's rhythm. Rest, because the shepherd never tires first. The dawn you enter is not accident, it is decree. Justice moved at midnight, now favor moves toward you in gentle release. This night, God overturned the proud and fortified the humble. Not one arrow lands where God legislated covering personally first. While night mapped trap design, God mapped deliverance. Your valley is temporary, his covering eternal. God fights for you first, morning fights for you next. Your breath slowed, your dreams deepened, your home slept guarded. God broke attack without breaking his tenderness. He judged unseen enemies without losing shepherd's quiet warmth. No proud alliance keeps advantage long enough to negotiate your morning promise. You slept, kept, known, named personally, loved earlier than night, allowed fear to form belonging. This night worked unseen so your heart could rest seen. Morning is rising not from the absence of war, but from the presence of justice wrapped in mercy. What gathered against you is dissolving before sunlight touches your doorstep. You didn't need to know every enemy to be saved from them. God knew them, so you never had to memorize their plans. Your home is sacred testimony, your dreams protected narrative, your tomorrow pre-approved. God scatters enemies, you gather peace. Father of justice, shepherd of the faithful, holder of dawn releases. He stands awake without stumbling first into direction. No trap survives most high governance long enough to whisper negotiation into your dreams. Night revealed enemies, heaven revealed covering more personally, earlier, stronger. Because the shepherd enters the valley not trembling, reigning quietly. Subscribe so we can pray together every night. Let covering become confirmation around your sleeping heart. Let justice sharpen mercy's signature into evidence of protection. No enemy bends pride long enough to claim advantage over what God measured first. You will sleep and wake into victory, not accidental, but covenanted, personally signed, shepherd kept. This testimony is yours, and the fight was his. Now lay your head and release your breathing into rest, not because enemies were small, but because the shepherd was sovereign and closer than noise. Justice fought for you first, so peace now rests on you next. No wolf circles long enough to intimidate covenant soil he guarded earlier. Rest, because covering was written before panic learned your name. While you sleep, God continues working the unseen. Before your tears narrated pain, he positioned covenant ranks. Not one arrow outruns mercy's shepherd release timeline tonight. This night is your testimony of justice measured, sealed, carried earlier into dawn. Let peace flow like oil over your dreams, your home, your identity. Subscribe so we can pray together every night. Sleep peacefully, for God fights for you first. Father scattered unseen agreements. Shepherd strengthened your dreams, central mapping mercy's jurisprudence first. No trap outruns governance long enough to delay the sunrise of your restored storyline. Justice was drafted at midnight. Now mercy is glowing at dawn service, runtime quietly. You will sleep deeply, favor wakes you gently. Shepherd guards direction earlier than night, consensus conforms shadow over you. The morning promise grows bright like covenant reward, not startled reaction. Heaven fought wars while you slept quietly central and guarded by shepherd. God scatters enemies before morning consensus forms. Your home is sacred, your dreams documented by mercy's blue interface. Rise softly, not negotiating, reigning under justice wrapped inside mercy. Subscribe so we can pray together every night. Sleep peacefully, the shepherd is closer than fear. Night was long, testimony will be longer, but covering was earliest, personally signed by the God of justice. Let peace remain over dreams and walls of your home. Tomorrow is rising not because battle vanished, but because covenant matured under shepherd's quiet justice earlier. Rest, beloved one, covering never tires first. Subscribe so we can pray together every night. Sleep, beloved one. Justice was drafted at midnight. Mercy is glowing in center. Heaven is turning night into covenant victory without shaking your heart first. The shepherd guarded your rest, and morning is a promise you never had to negotiate. Enemies plotted. Heaven responded earlier. God fights for you first. Subscribe so we can pray together every night.